y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay, it's alright, my friend. Because you know why? Bad times don't last forever, because after every storm there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow, that pot of gold, that light at the end of the tunnel, whichever one you prefer. I have faith in you. I know you guys got this. Just slow and steady, runs the race. But I want you to also understand that we need to appreciate those bad times, because them bad times helped us to get to the good times that we want to be at in our life. And it's all going to work out once we pray on it. Manifestation is real, and put in the work. Okay? Okay. So once again, y'all, hey y'all. We made it to the end of June, which is so crazy, y'all. Like, I am so and surprised of how fast June has been. And I just want to say, June has been an amazing month so far, like from just all the vibes I've been giving y'all, because like now we're breaking it down into the themes. A 2-year anniversary, the guest appearances, and so on, y'all. Like, it's just been super dope and super amazing. I thank everyone that has been on the episodes, have been tuning in and things like that. If you're new here, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this but true to this, hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? I can't forget that. I had to slide that in there real smooth or whatever. But y'all, it's just been super dope, and I just been super grateful, blessed, and appreciative of everything that has been going on. So like I say, you know, bad times don't last forever, because y'all, I've been through my times too, and it's just like, it's going to get done. My time is coming. That light at the end of the tunnel, that pot of gold, all that is coming. I just need to stay patient, pray on it, and put in the work as well. So I am really grateful for how June has been so far. The start of summer, the start of Cancer season is wow. Shout out to all the Cancers out there, because if you don't know, E is a Cancer, and my birthday is coming up too, y'all. I'm not really big on it, but yes, I will be doing a little episode 2 packed in my birthday, but also impacting something that impacted the summertime too, so stay tuned for that, because July is very full as well. July has 5 Wednesdays back. It's 5 Wednesdays, so back to back vibes will be coming. It's really crazy, but I'm super excited, as well as the guest appearances. I think we'll probably have 4 or 5 guest appearances as well. And yeah, I just love how I'm staying busy. One thing about me, y'all, I have to stay busy. I cannot be stagnant. I just cannot stay still. Like, when I say still, it's like, okay, what I'm supposed to do, all I want to do is sleep. So yes, I just thank everyone so very much for the likes, the comments, the sharing, the views, the downloads, everything. I appreciate y'all so much. I see y'all. And for the ones that are new here, I'm glad that you're here. Hopefully you get to stay, become an OG and all that stuff too, because y'all, I love it. Like, y'all, I've been doing a lot of stuff. Like, I got the link tree. I'm doing the newsletter, so y'all can get a little sneak peek and stay heads up on everything. Get a heads up on everything. It's just super dope and super amazing. I just cannot stop like cheesing. I cannot stop thanking y'all for all that you have done, because without y'all, I don't think I would have made it to 2 years. At times, like I say, we all have those moments in our life where we just feel like, is it worth it? And I had those moments, and it just reminded me that you never know how much of an impact that vibing with E can put on to someone. And that's why I just feel like, you know, come at that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minute, 35 minute, whatever, mirror conversation with myself, get back together, pray on it, speak to whoever I want to speak to about it, listen to whatever, and get back to where things need to go. So, y'all, I just hope that you guys are learning those things, or taking an initiative of what I'm teaching y'all, and is y'all learning it as well, so y'all can incorporate it in your life, because this is what Vibing with E is all about. Vibing with E is all about, you know, education, the education aspect, as well as the wellness aspect. So you're learning as you go, and learning about your mental, and learning whatever else you want to do, but also understanding that your life is important, your mental health is important. You're never too young, never too old to learn something new. You don't have to always learn something within the classroom and things like that, because you never know who can teach you. And that's why, y'all, on Instagram, I changed the name on there is E the Podcaster and the Life Coach, because I feel like I'm helping everybody with life, and sometimes the life coach need help too. So that's why I love y'all input and things like that, y'all. But yes, y'all, like, that's all I have for the reflection. If you guys don't know by now, like I said, we've reached to the last Wednesday of the month. So that means today is a Wellness 101 lesson. And we're on Wellness 101 lesson 16, y'all. Like, we're getting them down. We get them done, like, before you know, we be at 20. And that is so crazy, and I'm super excited for it because, like, once again, Wellness 101 lessons were created due to when I went to Morgan. They had wellness days for their students, giving us the time to focus on our well-being without touching nothing, taking a day off from school, work, whatever, just to focus on your wellness, doing whatever you please, sleeping all day, whatever. And then also, too, when I was sick a year ago, it made me wake up and say, okay, your health is wealth. You need to pay attention to your wealth, and also to help educate others on their wellness and let them know, like, throughout the seasons and stuff within your life and months and days, whatever, things happen. So why not incorporate that within your everyday life? Because, like I say, self-care is a big thing. Journaling, touching grass, and whatever the case may be. So yes, so I love this series so much because this series was started last year, like, so it made a year for that, and it'll be 2 years next year, after Valentine's Day. Yep. So February and June are very, very important months too, with vibing with E, because in February of next year on Valentine's Day, it'll make a year vibing out with guest series, and for the Wellness 101 lessons, that will make 2 years, I believe, the beginning of, I think, the end of February. Yep, so the end of February, I believe. I gotta double check when was the first episode I had, because I don't remember that date for a fact, but I know it was like towards the end of February. But yes, y'all, without further ado, I hope you guys, as I say all the time, you're doing what need to be done for you. You know, bad times will last forever. You're going to get there, my friend. I'm praying for you. I know for a fact you got this, and you know what's best for you. So yeah, we're gonna make sure that you're good at all times and things of that nature, y'all. I forgot to put my phone on D&D, so let me put this on D&D because I don't know why the phone just went off. I don't know who's calling, but let's just put that on D&D because I don't know who that could be. So they're on D&D because I don't know who that is. Let's see. Put that on D&D. Put that on D&D. Alright, we're good, y'all. I had to make sure everything was clear. I got some messages too from Vibing Out with Guest page and my main page, emails, y'all. It been lit. But like I said to y'all got this. Someone said you win a race. You know, it's summertime too. Summertime just started. That Friday that just passed, what was it? June the 20th, y'all. Summertime came. No, was it 20th? Yes. So it's season, you know, it's the best season of all. You know, you got summer, Cancer season, and so much more. So yeah, like, we have a lot to look forward to. But please stay hydrated in this heat, y'all, because up here in my city in Baltimore, baby, yesterday it was like down to almost 100 degrees. And I had to go out there to go to the dentist. I'm glad I work from home. But still, like, when I have to go out to do stuff, handle stuff, I was like, nah, I cannot do this. And being a summer baby, y'all, is not even fun. Like, I don't really like summer that much no more. I'm more of a fall girl now. Like, I just love wearing hoodies, leggings in the fall, cute little Uggs, Doc Martens, my retro ones, the highs and stuff like that. So, hey. But summertime, sometimes too, I like to dress. I've been dressed up a little bit too, and just, you know, just enjoying the weather as much as I can towards, like, when it goes 5 o'clock or so. You will not catch me anything before 5 o'clock unless we're going to brunch or something. But y'all, I just really hope y'all enjoy the summer. Like, it's needed. We all been manifesting and praying for summer because, you know, we was tired of the cold. Now we got this hot weather, and some people like, I love it, and some people like, please, let's go back to fall. But someone steady, y'all, someone steady. But we're going to enjoy this, every bit of it, okay? Okay, so without further ado, y'all, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice or watching me on YouTube, because as always, every vibe of the day and wellness episode of the day is always something special, as well as vibing out with guests. And I cannot wait for you guys to see all the guest appearances we have coming for that. Shout out to all the guests that have been on there so far, to the guests that's about to come on there, and to the ones that are potentially about to fill out their paperwork. Come. And another thing, y'all, I'm so excited to put on there too. Not only will I be doing in-person interviews, but I'll also be doing Zoom interviews. So I'm so excited about that as well. So yes, y'all, be on the lookout for that one. But without further ado, like I said, please Sit back, relax, enjoy hearing my voice. Whether you're on the go or you moving around, whatever the case may be, get comfortable. Turn me up on your PCs, your phones, your speakers, TVs, whatever. However you listen to me and anything like that, because as always, every vibe of the day and wellness lesson of the day is something special. Okay? So like I said, today is Wellness 101, Lesson 16. And today's lesson of the day, impacting Wellness 101, is healthy boundaries for a happy summer. So when we talk about healthy boundaries, but also how to have a happy summer by incorporating having those healthy boundaries. This was something that I thought that was really, really important to incorporate as well as talk about during the summer, because as a person like me who deals with allergies and friends that I know that deals with asthma and things like that, health, like I say all the time, health is wealth, and that impacts your health a lot, especially with the heat, the pollen, and things like that. It's important that you take your meds. Take the meds. Also, it's important for you to eat the proper foods, stay hydrated, and things like that. Don't get me wrong, where I'm from, y'all, I'm from Baltimore. If you know, you know. Crabs is a big thing here. Be careful on certain stuff too, y'all, when it comes to like salt and stuff, especially if you have any type of sicknesses and things like that. Because in the summertime, y'all, sometimes we lose our mind. Trust me, I lose my mind. That's how sometimes I lose. That's how much I lose my mind, to the point where I gain so much weight. And when it's time to go back to school and go back to school shopping or going to work or whatever I gotta do, and I'll be looking, I'll be like, something don't look right. But that's just on my point of view, y'all. Whatever y'all like to do, I'm here for it. But I'm going to teach y'all the healthy boundaries for y'all. So I'm going to teach y'all the healthy boundaries so y'all can have a happy summer. So, you know, like drinking responsible, things of that nature. We're all going to talk about things incorporating having a healthy summer, as well as having, having a happy summer, as well as having them healthy boundaries, as well as like within our daily activities. So, yeah, if us, y'all, I feel tongue tied because I feel like I'm rushing a little bit, and I feel like, hold up, let me calm down real quick. Let's chill out. We got a good hour. But yes, y'all. So today's Wellness 101 lesson 16 is healthy boundaries for a happy summer. And if you're new here, I break down every lesson and vibe the other day within a definition, the 5 W's, the quote of the day, and a takeaway for the week. Or takeaway for the week, because it's a wellness week. So we have takeaways for the week, and then for like the vibes of the day, it's like a thank you note, because it's like wellness is real big. It's lessons that's being learned within this. It's where the education and wellness intertwines deeper and more on a deeper level, So let's get into it. So the definition that I have is healthy boundaries are the personal limits we set to protect our emotions, physical and spiritual well-being. In the summer, when we schedule changes, invitations increase, and we are pulled in many directions. It's especially important to protect. It's important to practice saying a yes to what aligns and no to what drains us. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-care in action. So when it comes to healthy boundaries, not only does it impact your mental, not do it only just impact your physical, but it also impacts your mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect. Especially when it comes to mental, you want to feel good, so you want to put things in your body that's going to make you feel good, as well as you want to do things that make you feel good, whatever physical activities it is. If it's taking a walk, going for a jog, going swimming, whatever the case may be, as well as spiritual, you want to surround yourself by things that make you happy and bring you peace, as well as when it comes to when your schedule changes, y'all. Summertime, that's a time where we try to be free as much as possible. However, at times that may or may not could happen, because life be life, and we go through things. Invitations increase, summertime, going back to when our schedules sometimes increase, things increase, like invitations. People want to hang out, your peers, your family and friends, whatever, they want to hang out. However, some of us mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually may or may not be there. And then that's where it comes to also like pulling us into directions that is important for us to practice the saying yes and when to say no, impacting our self-care. So for me, as a person that loves to go out to eat, do fun things, at times I have to think about the healthy boundaries for me mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I know y'all probably like, how does that impact with it? Well, I'm gonna tell you how. Financially can also impact with the healthy boundaries within having a happy summer, especially if you don't have it right now. Y'all, like, I would used to see, like, at times I would work. I had 2 jobs at the time, and one job I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna spend this money on if I go out, and then the other check, that money is going to pay bills, and whatever's left is going to savings. However, y'all, going back to, like I said, my birthday is in July, as well as the podcast was in June, and then whatever else events have going on. Summertime, everybody gonna be outside. Clothes cost if you want to go out to these expensive places and you want to look cute. Hair, nails, makeup, if I get it done, whatever case may be. I noticed that was not a healthy boundary for me, because at times I would not tell my people no. I would be like, sure, why not? And then sometimes it would bite me in the butt because it's like, you know good and well that money was supposed to be put for something else, and you out here spending this money. But y'all, look, we're young. You know, when you're in your 20s and stuff, you're obligated to screw up. You are. You know, over there. Sometimes even as our parents, they screw up. But I had that mindset, y'all, like the song, spend a check and get it right back. I was like, spend a check, I'm gonna get it right back. And that also too was not a healthy boundary, because y'all, sometimes I would take the advantage of taking doubles just to go outside and have this extra money, and then I did think about it, so I'm like, y'all, this is not healthy, because I wasn't practicing the setting my boundaries. And then now that I'm out of school and stuff, I'm setting my boundaries, because now that I'm doing the Vibing Out with Guest series, still working, but working one job, and, you know, preparing to go to grad school and stuff, I'm seeing how my money's allowing. As well as with the credit cards, y'all. I even make sure I don't spend too much on a credit card, because once you spend it, you got to pay it right back. You got to pay that money right back when it's time for you to pay your credit card. So that was one thing, too, that would mentally drain me at times, because it's like, it's bringing me happiness, but deep down it's not, because I'm spending the money, and it's like, okay, now you got to work like a dog to get this money back up, or whatever the case may be. And within my physical appearance, like, I'm smiling and stuff, but deep down I'm like, I am pissed. Like, physically, I'm dragging myself out of the bed to make this money. I was dragging myself to have this fun, but in the long run, it was worth it. But this is where the boundaries had to come in, because, you know, I need to set healthy boundaries for me so I can have a full, happier summer. And that's what I'm doing this summer. Like, you know, I'm going to have as much fun as I can, but I want y'all to also think, too, financial-wise. You know how they always say, you know, save money for a rainy day, or break down money for whatever categories. They had, like, the books that had the money broke down. That's how I think about it, y'all. Like, I do not spend so much money no more on stuff, because, like, I'm not going outside like that. If we don't plan a full day of what's going on, nope. Sometimes surprises are worth it. Them surprise hangouts are worth it. But sometimes it's not, especially when you got things going on and bills, stuff like that. So, yeah, y'all, I just want y'all to take from my side, you know, it's important, you know, to practice to say yes to what aligns with you, and also say no to what drains us, that doesn't bring us happiness. So setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's about your self-care. So take it from my story. Like, I used to be like, party, let's all get wasted off of mimosas and stuff, let's have a good time. And then let's go out to the mall, and I'm buying this and buying that. And then I'm like, bro, didn't you know you got to pay for this? And then mind y'all, too, sometimes over the summer, I was taking summer classes. And you got to kick that money out. Them classes like $1,000, $1,400, stuff like that. Payment plans, like, y'all, it was so bad. I had to set the boundaries for myself. Now, this year when summer hits, like, even for my birthday, I don't go out big or nothing no more, because, like, bro, that money be eating the pockets. Like, I don't have the party stuff no more, because, like, mentally I'm okay, but mentally I'm not, because it's money I'm spending, and it may not even, you know, people may not show up. Physically I look good, but physically my face is gonna show she ain't with it. Spiritually it's like, I'm here, but it's like, this ain't right. And my emotions is emotional roller coaster, y'all. I just love saying that. The song just puts the ice on the cake. You know, I'm on an emotional roller coaster. So when it comes to summertime too, I always tell people, go out and have a ball, because, like, it's that time. Like, you have a break from school or whatever you were doing, you have a break from that. and you're working, you stacking your money, but also give yourself grace to go out and have a good time. So don't sell your short. Don't sell yourself short. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. And that's why too, when I do the every 15th, that's another thing I learned too. If it ain't on the 15th, I'm not going all out. If I'm outside, with my friends, if we're going out for something to eat or whatever, brunch or whatever, okay, I'm going to spend what I want to spend, regardless if it's the biggest or cheapest thing on the menu. Do what's for you, but align those boundaries. Say yes to the things that align with you and say no to the things that don't. It's about setting the boundaries for yourself. It isn't being selfish, but it's also taking action within your self-care that impacts with your mental, your physical, your spiritual, emotional, and finance. Finance is a big one too. We always be like, I'm gonna get it, I got it, It ain't nothing, baby. You never know how things going on. You never know. You never know what might happen in your life with things going on. You never know. So please save as much money to the side as possible. And don't ball till you fall. Good and well you can't ball till you fall. Take it from me. Yo, I saved so much money in my account. When I looked at it last year, I was like, Jesus, savings was drowning. But we live and we learn, and that's why when you get older and these new chapters in your life and stuff, you know what's for you, you know what's not, you know what to do, you know what's not for you. And sometimes we just need to sit down and analyze things within our physical, our emotional, or spiritual well-being and stuff like that, y'all. So it is what it is. It's okay. It's all right. It's life. We're human. Life be life. And we live and we learn, some decisions are not for us, and then we learn what's for us within the long run. Okay. So who is impacted? First and foremost, everyone's impacted. Straight off the bat. Every time I say the who, y'all, most of the time impacts everyone. Or if I'm talking on a certain topic, it may not impact everyone. But in this type of scenario, within this lessons, most of the wellness lessons, I incorporate everyone from all different age groups and things like race, all that. It impacts everyone. Everyone is impacted with the healthy boundaries for them to have a happier summer. So everyone benefits from healthy boundaries, especially during seasons of increased social activities and family obligations. Students home from college, the children on spring break from elementary school, middle school, high school, maybe if they were away and stuff, people are on break. The students on break, professionals navigating summer burnouts, caregivers, the parents, and anyone who tends to say yes to keep the peace. So this episode is for you. This impacts all of you. If you have ever felt overwhelmed, like stretched thin, or resting full over commitment, healthy boundaries are your breakthrough. So everyone is impacted with this. Everyone from all different types of backgrounds, all that. Everyone's impacted with this. We all go through the motions. We all are guilty by association of trying to, I wouldn't say put on a persona, but trying to enjoy summer as much as possible, but we don't think about what's to come. This is where the financial comes in. Having a happy summer, y'all, I'm going to add a little bit of the finance because, like I said, too, this is where things get exciting. Sometimes it may get sticky if you're out. Of course, it won't get sticky outside. It's hot. But this is where it gets a little sticky, too, for us because, like, are we able to do this? But let's bring it on the happier side. The benefit that I received from working 2 jobs at the time and saving money, I had extra money to spend. So like when family outings, friends outings, I was able to enjoy it. Everybody's on break. Everybody agreed to have this day off. We're going out. We're having fun. Everybody's impacted with these healthy boundaries of having fun and things like this and things like that. Having that healthy boundary. However, having a happy summer, sometimes we tend to say yes to everything, and sometimes we like, hold up. Is this going to help me? How is this helping me with my wellness? Sometimes we got to think what's for us and what's not for us. Me, guys, certain times of the night, I'm not going outside, especially on weekdays. Do not call me and say, we're going out 9 o'clock on a Thursday. Absolutely not. You're not going to see me because my healthy boundaries are I'm in the bed during that time preparing for the work day or whatever else to come. Don't get me wrong. We all set the boundaries for our healthy reasons, for us to have a good time. But also you have to understand too, we need to understand that we need to break the boundaries of understand that our peace matters, because that impacts your wellness. Within this episode is all about the healthy boundaries for a happy summer. So if you don't have no healthy boundaries, you won't have a happy summer. If you don't set in stone those boundaries that you want to set for yourself as well as for your well-being, it's not going to align. For example, if you want to have a good day, you have to do what you need to do to have a good day. If you got to take extra minute long shower to get you through the day, cool. Coffee, donuts, makeup, whatever that helps you prepare for the day, as well as within the summertime, y'all. Summertime, think of summertime as like, okay, I'm on vacation. If you're a student or whatever, teacher, whatever, I'm on vacation. Then on the other side, summertime here come the money coming in and all this stuff. Summer's excitement. However, before we can have all this excitement, we gotta make sure that our wellness is ready for this excitement. Such as, like, am I mentally prepared for this? Is everyone around me mentally prepared for this? But mainly, am I prepared for this to navigate within this summer so I don't have to deal with these burnouts? This goes for everyone in all different types of professions as well, and within their personal life. Dealing through burnout within the summertime too is something that's crazy. Because sometimes dealing with careers, jobs, things like that, people will call out. It's hot outside, I'm calling out. That's what they're doing. Me, y'all, I have not called out when it was hot outside unless I had to, such as like if an emergency. That was only time. But other than that, because I'm indoors, I'm indoors. And then if it's a weekday, I'm not doing nothing because I got to get up in the morning and come back in this place. So, everyone's impacted by this. We have to make sure that we have these healthy boundaries for us to have this happy summer, for us to feel like we're able to get through the summer. We're able to, enjoy the summertime, sit back and unwind type of vibe. But we also have to make sure that we're here with each other. Mentally, I'm good. Physically, I'm good. Inside and out, my wellness, my emotions, my spiritual, everything is good. But we all go through these burnouts. And that's why it's important for you to set these boundaries and set the standards for yourself as well as the others around you. Sometimes you may not want to do everything all the time. And that's okay because you're human. Self-care matters. That's impacting with your healthy boundary for you to have a happy summer. Some people don't do all the, the ordinary summer ideas that we think of. For example, y'all, I've been watching Phineas and Ferb for the longest with my little sister. And growing up, I always thought that that's the summer I want to do. Every day I got something going on. But sometimes that may or may not be healthy for all of us. Because some of us do not like to go outside that much. Some of us do not want to be busy all the time. Some of us just want to let our hair down and relax, or surprises or stuff like that. And Phineas and Ferb, y'all, that just had me like, dang. It's 104 days. They said it's summer vacation. And then I'd be like, dang. And it creeps up on you sometimes. It's just like, don't get me wrong. Live it up. Do it like it's your B-day every day in the summer. But I want you to understand too, for you to do certain stuff, please make sure you're mentally there, you're physical, emotional, and spiritually there for you to do it. Because burnout happens, but I want you to learn how to deal with those burnouts. Say yes to things that progress with you, and say things that don't. And say no to things that do not serve you any purpose and you don't feel comfortable with doing. It's okay. Sometimes it may hurt that person, but you got to think. You come first. Your feelings matter. If you're not physically there, don't go. You're emotionally not there, not go. Your wellness, not go. The spirit is telling you no. And if your finance is telling you hell no, don't go. And that's why this is an important lesson of the summer, because healthy boundaries matters. As well as, we got to make sure that health is wealth, but we also got to make sure that we're happy with the stuff and the decisions that we have made for ourselves, regardless how big or small it is. In order for you to have a healthy summer, we got to make sure our boundaries are in line. We got to make sure that our health is there, the health is wealth is there, mentally we're there, emotionally, physical, spiritually, financially, we're stable. Because, you're going to have a good summer, but if all of those not in line, baby, something's going to happen. And you don't want that to happen. Because I learned that from experience, like money, it comes and goes. It has to be spent at times. But also, too, don't spend that money if you know good and well you don't want to do it. If you're emotionally like, I not want to go outside, it's going to hurt their feelings, let them people know, like, hey, nothing personal, it's me. Something's going on with me. Whatever the case may be, just be honest with yourself as well as to your peers and hopefully they'll understand. Well, they should, because if you trust them and stuff like that, they should. And if they don't, here come my favorite saying. You know who's here for you for your reasons, and you know who's here for a season. Them seasonal people who just in and out, here to have a good time, not for a long time. And the reasons are here until the wheels fall off. Especially in the summertime, you know who's there for you, you who know who's not. And this is where we know who our friends are and who's not. And it's okay. Because your health is wealth. You have to make sure that you set those healthy boundaries for yourself before you do any and everything out here, okay, my friend? And that's what impacts to what is the benefit. So what is the benefit of us having these healthy boundaries for us to have a happy summer? So let me break it down to you. When we set boundaries, we are preventing our peace, energy, and mental wellness. Boundaries help us enjoy summer on our terms, making space for true joy, rest, and authentic connections. You will find yourself less reactive, more present, and deeply rooted in self-respect. Boundaries don't keep people out. They keep you in line with your values. And that's where happiness and freedom grows. So, what is the benefit of it? When you set them boundaries, like I said, it helps you bring peace to your life, growth, as well as it helps you with your mental wellness within your life. If you don't set those boundaries for yourself, you're going to be screwed, especially for the summertime. Like I said, for most students, people in the professional world, that, work all year round or things of that nature, summer, this is for them. This is strictly sometimes for them to find their sense of peace, especially if they've been dealing with a whole bunch of people or students or things like that, or students dealing with professors and stuff like that. This is the time where most of them have that time where it's like, this is me time. 1 month, I'm going to go away or something. Whatever the case may be, it's important for you to set those boundaries for you to have the peace, the energy, and mental wellness that you need for you to have a healthier summer. For you to have those healthy boundaries for you to have a happy summer. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we all need to even get a vacation alone, with some staycations, vacations, family vacations, friendcations, all that. But sometimes too, in order for us to be able to do those things, to have a happy summer, we have to set the boundaries of knowing that peace is the one thing that's needed. And if everybody want to enjoy a summer, everybody wants to enjoy the summer, but you have to have peace. Every season, I feel like peace needs to be involved, not just during winter time and fall. No, even in the spring or summer, peace is needed, especially when it gets hot. It's needed for peace, because you need to focus on your peace at all costs. Trust me, take it from a person that is learning slowly and surely every day. Working from home is peaceful sometimes, and not being around a lot of people. Sometimes it may make you feel like you're socially disconnected when you're not in person talking to these people and stuff, but sometimes it's meant for you to be at your own peace, at your own pace, things like that. Energy and vibes are a big thing also that aligns with you having healthy boundaries. If your vibe and energy is not there, you cannot step out in the world and clash with someone, because you don't know how that will intertwine, and that will not be a good summer. You will not have it. It will make you feel like, it's not going to be a good summer, or people will really acting up. Nah. So that's why it's important for us to learn how to practice what peace is, as well as practicing good vibes and having good energy, as well as mental wellness. Making sure that we're practicing things and doing things that serve us purpose within protecting our peace at all costs, protecting the energy, making sure our wellness is there mentally, physically, and emotionally. We are entwined with ourselves. We're displaying the healthy boundaries for ourselves, regardless how big or small it is. Just displaying things that helps us in the long run for us to have a happier summer with the people that we love, or by ourselves. It's important for us that we take the initiative to love on ourselves deeply, especially summertime. Yes, it's a time to have fun, let your hair down and stuff, but sometimes all the time you need to love on yourself, as well as cater to yourself, because most of the time it may not always be a party every day. It may not be a fun time every weekend. So sometimes you might got to take the initiative on loving on yourself, staying indoors, going to the pool by yourself, going to the spa, something loving on you, my friend. Those are healthy boundaries. You have to love on yourself and take care of yourself first before you could do for others. That's another thing too within healthy boundaries. You have to make sure you're healthy, you're happily, healthy, stable before you can just give out that same energy, vibes, and things like that. For you to have a happy summer, happy life. You know how they say happy life, happy wife, and all that stuff. But in order for a person to give that to someone, they have to make sure that they're happy too. And that's why it corps with the boundaries helps us enjoy summer on our terms, making space for true joy, rest, and authentic connections. Boundaries is one thing that I live by now really strong, because you have to set the tone and boundaries for yourself. You have to make sure that you set the record straight of what you want to do, when you can do it, and why you want to do it. But also out of respect. Don't make it seem like, oh, I'm such a busy person, it's all about me. No. Set the boundaries and make sure they're clear to the people that you love, and let them know, like, it's nothing personal at all. But this may not work for me because of X, Y, and Z. Mentally, I'm not there. Physically, emotionally, whatever case may be. Even we could add the finance in there too, y'all. Because like I said, sometimes it's the time we want to get lit. It's a party every day, But financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all that may not be there. And that's why it's important too to set those boundaries, because sometimes people get drained from going out. Last year, y'all, when I was outside having fun, I was low-key drained, because like, imagine you're going out having fun, and you gotta wake up in the morning for 6 or 8, 10, 20-hour shift, whatever the case may be. So sometimes it can be very draining. That's why it's important to set these boundaries right now, right away, and let yourself know what you can do to someone, what you cannot do, as well as making space for the true joy and rest and authentic connections. When it comes to authentic connections, y'all, those type of connections are very like strong, and it just happens. It's like, we're going to just enjoy this. And you want that in your life, as well as true joy. And knowing that being around people that bring you joy, you don't got to question it. I had fun with this person. When I'm with this person, I don't care about the phones, the cameras, nothing. We're just living in the moment, as well as resting. Please rest as much as you can, because yes, it's summertime, but baby, if you need to take a day to just fully rest, do it. That's what I'm going to do. Sometimes on the weekend, like y'all, this weekend coming up, I have no guest appearances. Well, no, I lied. I have a guest appearance coming up. But that Saturday or whatever day I'm off from it, I'm going to relax. I'm going to relax. Take the time to relax yourself. Kick off your shoes, relax your feet. Do what you got to do, my friend. Because we got to set these healthy boundaries for ourselves. So when it's time for us to go out, you want to say, you know what? You want to make them plans with your friends or family. Be like, you know what? I want to go outside. Y'all want to go outside? You want to take a trip or something? You're fully energized. You are you're happy. You're willing to enjoy the summer because you're mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially happy and stable. And that's where you come, to just find yourself. Sometimes we find ourselves within just spending time with ourselves some more. And when we're more present in the moment and having those deeply roots in the self-respect for ourselves, when we're able to navigate things, because boundaries don't keep people out, it just keeps us in line with our values. And that's where our happiness and freedom grow. When you know what's for you, what's not for you. Just having the freedom of like, okay, this is what I can do, this is what I'm not going to do, this is going to help me, this is going to serve me, this brings me happiness and peace and things like that. That's what it's all about. Okay, so this is why the bonus lessons impacts are all surrounding you as a person, but also helping you understand that don't isolate yourself, but sometimes you do need to focus and understand who you are as a person before you can go out into the world and just have a ball. Especially in the summertime, we need to soak it in ourselves. Make sure we have to have that mirror conversation, that reality check with ourselves to make sure that I can go outside with the people that I love and things like that. So it's important. So when should we set boundaries? Set boundaries early and often before burnout shows up. That's a big thing. That's why I say most of the time, please consider loving on yourself and doing for yourself, because burnout is real. It's real. And that's one thing I've seen before, that I was burnt out and people noticed it when I was out with them. it was low-key embarrassing because it's like, sometimes we try to also force ourselves outside in the world to have fun, especially during the summertime when we're going through things. But in reality, it works and it don't. Like sometimes, y'all, I had those moments where I'm over it. I don't care. We're going outside. We're going to have a good time. Mimosas all around with water and all that stuff. But then in reality, when I come home, it's like I'm still upset because that's that day I should have took the initiative to have those mirror conversations and have a reality check on myself and set the boundaries for myself. But then when now I do it, and when it's time for me to go out and have a good time, all those worries are gone. That's what helps me to have a healthy boundaries for me to have a happy summer that I'm learning and taking consideration on, as well as reading up on it, as well as watching videos on how to do things I need to do and things like that. Just practicing and stuff like that. So set them boundaries early and often before the burnout shows up, y'all, because it will creep up on you. If you don't take that time to deal with it, and get it under control, when you go outside, someone's going to see it before you even catch it to stop it. And it may sound crazy, but y'all, it happens. It happens to the best of us. And when we don't catch on to it, it gets bad because mentally you can try to hide it, but physically, baby, you can't, especially within your knees, your arms, your face expressions, everything. When tension and stuff build up, baby, I don't know what to tell you. I be like, look, don't go out there. If you need to go home, take a bath, all that stuff, or whatever, do it. Because you want to fix it before someone tells you and probably say something that may rub you the wrong way and make you turn from 0 to 100 really quick. So when you notice tension in your body, dread on your calendar, or guilt rising after saying yes, it's time to pause and realign. Here, this is the big thing too within our healthy boundaries that sometimes we lose sight of in the summertime. When we have those nerves in our body, like I said, that tense in our body, when it's like you are not going out today, when your body's telling you cannot do it and you force yourself, that's the problem right there. That's where the healthy boundaries are cut off. If your body is telling you cannot do it, listen to it, because your body is not steering you wrong. Because if you go out there in the world and you get turned up and something breaks or something tears, that goes to show you are not listening to yourself. Yes, it's summertime. We want to have a good time. But my friend, health is wealth. If your body is physically not prepared, as well as you're not mentally prepared up here, you got to clock out sometimes. You got to be like, look, yo, I was excited for this, but my body is telling me no. It's telling me, hell no, I can't go out there. I can't do this. And sometimes we risk it, and it gets too risky. And then in the end, it's like, oh my gosh, why this happened to me? And it's like, because you didn't listen to your body. And everything, y'all, sometimes, like even during, not even just summertime, even within the fall, spring, winter, it happens to us. Like, y'all, my sister group, y'all, we had planned to go to brunch and stuff for around Valentine's Day. I went out the night before with my friends from school. I just got over the flu. I'm hanging out with them. I'm still a little sick. So that was a red flag. So I shouldn't have been outside. I'm out there partying with them. I lose my voice. Down there sound like shred throat. And then this with a calendar part in there. When you dread on your calendar. When you have a load of stuff on your calendar. Y'all had, that week was also the first week I was shooting for the first 5 Night with guest appearance. Mind y'all, this was in the wintertime. Things can creep up on you in so many ways, and so much things can happen, y'all. And it just was like, physically, I should have stayed home. But that's where the boundaries in coming, especially as your friend and stuff. You don't want to, you don't want to do that to them. But y'all, when the shred throat came, my sister group, I was so upset because I haven't seen them in months. And I was like, I can't go around them just hoarse. And then, y'all, I was in the bed. I was drinking tea, taking this, taking that, to get myself together. So for the guest appearance, because that stuff was money involved and everything, So it's like, when you have a lot going on, you don't really think about it. You forget. It's like, oh my gosh, why did I do this to myself? And those are things that are not healthy. And that's why I love telling y'all my personal experiences, because like I say, everything I say and do is raw and uncut. And this is a learning experience. And that's why for the Wellness 101s, it's so dope. And it's so like my favorite series, because this is where we're learning as we go. The Wellness 101 is a lesson that you're learning to see the good within sometimes the things that we do that's not so good. So we're learning from the good and the bad, but also incorporating and interpreting why it's important for us to be so consistent within our well-being, as well as being really truthful to ourselves and to our bodies, because you only have one, and you want to make sure we're doing everything that we can for our bodies, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So when you know, like when you notice those things, it's like something gotta give. Like, especially when you dread on your calendar, when you try to push off everything or try to rearrange stuff, y'all, it's going to be a disaster. As well as when guilt arises after saying yes. Y'all, it's been planned. Sometimes I may say yes, and a couple days after, a couple days when it rises, like if I say no, my tail is grass. And sometimes it's like, you gotta think what's for you, what's not for you. That's where the healthy boundaries set in. Like, you gotta take that time to pause and realign with yourself, because boundaries are especially needed through summer when it comes to summer reunions, group trips, social events, and even relationships where you need to have historically been overlooked. Remember, you don't owe everyone your time, energy, or access. And that's what comes with also too when it comes to when we need to set the boundaries. Set them ASAP. You know, we love our family and friends so much, and our partners or children, things like that. But we need to set those boundaries to remember that we don't owe everyone our time, because everyone don't owe their time to us. Your time, your energy, or access is very, I don't want to say limited, but it's very important, because everyone cannot have access to you at times. Especially summertime, y'all. This is where we want to have fun, but this is where the healthy boundaries set in. Sometimes we need to take consideration of, look, I need to stay in. Like, sometimes I cannot do this every day because it will mentally take me off my game, or whatever the case may be. That impacts with the dread in your calendar, and as well as your body noticing something that's, you know, having that tense, as well as also having that guilt of saying yes to everything. Y'all, I used to be like, if I don't say yes, someone's going to be upset. And I'll notice too, like when I say yes, sometimes for me, I feel like I should have said no because I don't feel comfortable, or mentally I'm not here, emotionally, spiritually, you know, things like that. And it hurts to say no. It does. You know, don't say no, like Brent Fayez said. But sometimes I be like, Brent, I got to say no. Like, my body and my mind is like, no, you need to sit down. And that's where the healthy boundaries come in, y'all. Like, just setting those boundaries as a whole will mentally help you, physically, emotional, spiritually, and financially help you in the long run within having a summer that you've been looking for. You know, if you were like me growing up, you wanted a Phineas and Ferb summer. But when you get older, you realize certain stuff don't serve you any purpose if it doesn't align with your mental, physical, emotional, spiritual wellness, as well as financial purpose in life. And it's like, you know, certain times we can go out and have a ball, but most of the time I have to make sure that I'm secure up here. Everywhere is secure before I can just go out and have a good time, because if not, sometimes going out will work, and then sometimes it will not. Trust me, sometimes going out, it washes things away, working them doubles washed away, but it's still going to hit you if you don't practice the things that you need to do for your care. So when should we set the boundary? As soon as possible, because remember, we don't owe everyone our time, energy, or access, because vice versa, they don't do this. Sometimes it's the same way, vice versa. You don't owe everyone your time, energy, or process, and it goes the same for them. Take the initiative to enjoy yourself, so you won't have to deal with the tense in your body, the dreading on the calendar, or having that guilty rise of saying yes when you know deep down inside you want to say no. It's okay to say no, because your boundaries matter. That also impacts with your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial well-being, and state of mind, my friend. We all go through it, but we have to do what's best for us, because if not, it's going to blow up in our face. And in order for us to have these healthy boundaries for a healthy summer, it surrounds you, all about you, what's for you and what's not for you. Okay, we're almost there, y'all. So where does boundaries show up? Everywhere. Straight like that. Boundaries show up everywhere. Boundaries show up in conversations with friends, family, how much time you give to work, your business, and how late you stay up or stay out, and how you choose to rest. They show up in your group chats, your family dynamics, your social media use, your self-talk. Boundaries are individual lines that helps protect your joy. Whether you go this summer, bring them with you. Boundaries show up everywhere. Everything we do within who we talk to, what we do on a daily basis, it's everywhere. That's why the boundaries we have to really make sure that we are aligned the boundaries with things that matter and what is matter within the time. Because 24 hours in a day, y'all, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Summertime. Mind you, I have to work at 9 o'clock. Sometimes I don't go to bed till 3. Y'all do the math. That's not good. Sometimes even the conversations that we have, like within the boundaries, the conversation I have with my family or friends, sometimes I'll be like, well, I'll take their side. I'll be like, okay, we could do this, we could do that. But then sometimes it's like, you know good and well you did not want to say yes to this, but you did anyway. Y'all, it's like at times it's like you don't want to hurt their feelings, but it's like your feelings matter too. You're human. If they don't understand it, then it goes to show they will just not understand you as a person. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes, y'all, I had those feelings too. Like, dang, you gonna do this to me, but if somebody else, you're out there for that. Sometimes it's true, y'all. Sometimes it's not. But I'm not the type to bash. But you live and you learn. You know what's for you. You know what's not for you. You know what serves you a purpose, and you know who doesn't serve you a purpose. And that's where the boundaries show up in your life. You know what's for you and what not's for you. Boundaries are everywhere. They're individual lines that we have that we may or may not see, but it helps us to protect the joy wherever we go. So, like, when it comes to having those conversations with your friends, please make sure you're incorporating your boundaries. And how much time you go to work, you give to work. Y'all, my mom, she real big. She worked 9 to 5. Whatever happened after that time, I don't want to hear. She don't want to hear. She don't want to do it. Y'all, it took me a long time because I used to work with people that always wanted to gossip about the job. And it used to have me like, yeah, we stand up all night and don't realize we got to go back in there and we listen to the same sad song. Boundaries got to come and you got to set them allowed. Like, whatever go on at work stays at work. What happens between you and I stays between you and I. What happens in the family stays between the family and things like that. As well as how long you stay up. You got to give yourself those boundaries. You have to have at least a good 8 hours of sleep. That's where the boundaries come into. Like, certain people need to be, certain conversations need to be cut to a short. Social media need to cut to a short. You got to cut the TV off, whatever. Some things got to be cut if you know you have things that need to be incorporated, especially in the summertime, because that impacts with the healthy boundaries. As well as how you choose to rest. Like, do you rest on your bed, your floor, your couch in a good posture or not? Because that also impacts with it. And then the way you show up within your group chats and your family dynamics and social media use. The boundaries have to show up. You have to show those boundaries everywhere. Showing the boundaries everywhere within, especially within social media too, like how they appear. The boundaries that appear within those group chats, the family dynamics, social media use, and self-talk. Y'all, I'm real big on self-talk. I gotta give myself grace, and it's a boundary that it comes with. I have to have my self-talk almost 3 times a day to keep me calm, cool, and collected. Even if I'm outside or at home, because that's the boundaries that helps me get through whatever I'm going through to make sure that I'm cool, I'm straight. As well as how your boundaries appear within a group chat. Y'all, sometimes I'm that friend that's going to call, text, check up on you all the time. Even the family group chat. Sometimes I have to give myself those boundaries, be like, look, they not going to respond right away. All right. Let somebody else do it. And then they notice when you're not doing it. It's like, dang, why you do it? My boundaries come first. As well as within your family dynamics. If you're always doing this, doing that, take a step back and see if they're going to do the same thing. Boundaries. As well as social media use. If you know you don't supposed to be on social media past 11 o'clock, get off of there. It's so bad. I put a time on my Instagram because once 11 o'clock, I'm not on there. Unless I may be preparing for the podcast stuff, cool, but my main page, nah, I don't care. But boundaries are the invisible lines that helps protect your joy. And whenever you go this summer, bring them with you. Your boundaries, I feel like boundaries need to go with you everywhere you go. Within work, set them boundaries. Your personal life, set them boundaries. Your relationship life, family life, set them boundaries, because that's what keeps you peace and harmony. That's what serves you purpose within your mental, your physical, your emotional, spiritual well-being. Boundaries, peace, protection, all that. So if you do not have that aligned, you won't have you won't have healthy boundaries, especially with you being able to have a happier summer. So please incorporate your boundaries, as well as letting yourself know that it's okay to be selfish when you have to. It's okay to pop out when necessary, and it's okay to do things when you know it's time to, because sometimes you need to just chill out. And lastly, why are boundaries important for summer wellness? This is what I love the most. The why. Because summer is meant to be enjoyed, not like summer is made to be. Let's break it down like this. Why is it important? Because summer is meant to be enjoyed and not forced into eruption. Without having them boundaries, we risk saying yes to everyone but ourselves. We run on empty and miss the magic of the season. Boundaries are how we reclaim our energy, honor our truth, and show up refreshed instead of restless. A boundary boundaries doesn't hurt relationships. It helps them thrive with honesty and clarity, especially within the summertime. With setting those healthy boundaries for everything and everyone in our life, it's important for you to set the boundaries with yourself before you can say yes. Fully commit to something that you know is or is not right for you. I don't care how big or small it is, my friend. Please keep in mind that regardless of how big or small it is of the event or whatever it is, you have the right to say yes or no. If you're mentally, I'm going to keep saying it, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and all that, not prepared, don't go. And that's where the boundaries come in, that the person will understand, okay, E or such and such is not, they ain't making it today, it's okay, we can try again. Stuff like that. Or if they do the, you rather that than to hear the rough draft. And that's why it's important to let people know that I'm not bailing, it's just that I'm not there. And most of the time, financially is a big thing. That impacts with our health too. If I ain't financially stable, I cannot have a good time. Because you be like, dang, I'm killing the vibe if I don't have the money. So finance is a big thing within the summertime. I want you guys to understand that it's okay to let somebody know, like, hey, I ain't got it right now. I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. It's okay. I had to tell my father the other day. But it was a joke, y'all. I told my father that as a joke. But sometimes in real life, like, sometimes life be life. And in life, sometimes we do got to say, I'm broke, baby. I don't got it. Or right now, I don't have it. Or I can't do it right now because of X, Y, and Z. Set that boundary. And once you say no, don't look back on it. Don't say nothing else. Or if you can't do it because something come up, it's okay. Sometimes we have that guilt in our heart for saying no when we should say yes, but it's like mentally, that little voice in your head or your third eye, whatever, is telling you you did right for yourself, because you don't have to do everything. As well as, do not invite yourself to something if someone did not invite you to it. If they don't invite you, don't invite yourself. You wasn't included, don't do all that, because that's where the healthy boundaries come in. As well as within the summertime, you want to be out, you want to be lit, you want to be with the fan, they want to be with the family, the friends, whatever, and everything, your partner. But sometimes it's not for you. Sometimes whoever you believe in do things for a reason for you, or they do it because they don't want you involved. But most of the time, I think of those things as signs, like, okay, this not for me. I'm not incorporated because they don't deal with me. It just wasn't for me. But sometimes, y'all, too, pick up the signs to see if it's genuine or not, because that also impacts with your boundaries. Know who's real, know who's not. Because some people be like, oh my gosh, you always so busy, with an attitude. You go to show that's not for you, and you leave them right where they at. That's where a boundary is set for you to make sure that I don't need to have a good time with you. I can have a good time by myself, my mama, my daddy, my grandma, my auntie, grandpa, whoever, my sister, my brother, my son, my daughter, my godfather, my godson, my goddaughter, whoever. Because sometimes summertime will have you seeing who's there for you and who's not. And you see what boundaries align with you and what doesn't. And that's why within this Wellness 101 Lesson 16, this put the ice on the cake, because we at times do not display healthy boundaries for our well-being, because we always want to go out and have a good time, but we don't think about if we're mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially even willing to have a good time if our stuff is out of line. So, the quote of the day is, darling, to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Brent Barnett's Brown. And the takeaway for this week that I want y'all guys to understand is that this summer, honor your yes and your no. Make space for what nurtures you. Protect your peace like it's scarce, because it is. Healthy boundaries equals a happier you. So please protect your peace at all costs, because it's important and it's sacred. Healthy boundaries equals a happy you and a healthier you. So if it's anything that I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to tell you over and over again. Stand 10 toes on your boundaries. Stand 10 toes. Even put your hands. So 10 fingers down, 20 toes down, whatever. Stand on big business when it comes to yourself, my friend, because yes, we want to have a good time this summer, but this is something that we don't talk about the most, is displaying healthy boundaries within our life. Not only just in the summer, but also within life in general. But summertime, it hits even more broader, because this is the time where we're out. We want to have a ball. We want to do this. We want to do that, but we don't think of the necessary tools for us to display to have a happier summer. So my friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this Wellness 101 lesson. I hope you guys learned a few things, 3 to 5 things or more. I hope you guys are setting the boundaries and understanding why boundaries are important in your life when it comes to your well-being, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, and financial wellness within the summertime. Summertime is a time where you want to enjoy life. Love on yourself, love on others, but also understand that at times, yes, we have to say no if it don't incorporate with things going on in our life right now. And it's okay to don't have to be a part of everything. And it's okay to do things that you've been putting on the back burner of not doing. It's okay to spend time with this person here and there, be with your family, stuff like that. Do what's for you, set the boundaries that's needed, but also understand that you are obligated to do what's best for you. Please take the initiative to love on yourself, but also practice the steps that are needed for you to have a happier summer. You're not being selfish when you say no. Sometimes it's needed for you to say no. Sometimes everything is not going to work out in your favor, okay? Because boundaries don't keep people out. They keep you in line with your values, and that's where happiness and freedom grows. Because remember, you don't owe everyone your time, energy, or access, and vice versa, because boundaries are individual lines that helps protect your joy. Wherever you go this summer, bring them with you. As well as, a boundary doesn't hurt a relationship. It helps it thrive with honesty and clarity. And also, my darlings, set those boundaries, because it's about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. So do what's for you, my friend. Enjoy the summer to the fullest, but also love on you and display those healthy boundaries and practice those healthy boundaries for yourself as much as possible. Okay? As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Wellness 101 lesson 16 lesson. I hope you guys are practicing these things. Have a good time. Love on yourself. Love on others, but also set the boundaries, set the tone for you, and also know that your life matters. You guys will hear from me next Wednesday, the first Wednesday of July. I cannot wait. And I cannot wait for you guys to see the upcoming guest appearance that we have as well. So stay amazing, do amazing things. Bad times don't last forever, my friend. You got this. You're almost to where you want to be. Love on yourself. Put in the work. Blessings are real. Manifestation is real. Stay hydrated. Enjoy as much as possible. But always know that you matter. And when you say what's on your mind, it is respect. And you got this. I love you all so dearly. Enjoy. Stay hydrated. Do all the things you want to do. Be nice. Be kind. Love on each other. And love on yourself. Be safe. And you guys will hear from me soon. Bye.